Today, we are taking a deep dive into Florida State University. We're going to use their own official data to figure out what it really takes to get in, what it might cost you, and what campus life is actually like. Let's jump right in.
So, let's start with the basics. We're talking about Florida State University, or FSU, located in Tallahassee, Florida's capital. It's a huge public research university, and it's been around for a long time, since 1851. It's a big deal in Florida's university system, and a name that people definitely know across the country.
And just to give you a sense of what we're dealing with, get a load of this number. For this year's freshman class, FSU got more than 78,000 applications. That is an absolutely staggering number, and it tells you one thing right off the bat. Getting into FSU is tough. So, how do you snag one of those spots? And what's it like if you do?
Here's the game plan. We'll start with the big picture, then get into the nitty-gritty of admissions and financial aid. After that, we'll explore academics and campus life. And finally, we'll wrap it all up to help you figure out if FSU could be the place for you.
All right, let's zoom out and start with that big picture. FSU is a massive school right in the state capital. That location is actually a pretty big deal. It gives students all kinds of access to internships and research with government agencies. But just how massive are we talking? Well, the school has over 44,000 students, and the vast majority of them, about 73%, are undergraduates. So what does that tell you? It means that even though FSU is this huge research powerhouse with tons of grad students, the undergraduate experience is still front and center.
Okay, now for the topic that's probably on everyone's mind, admissions. With those 78,000 plus applicants, how hard is it really to become a Florida State Seminole? The acceptance rate is just 24.2%. Let that sink in for a second. That means less than 1 out of every 4 students who applies gets in. To put that in perspective, FSU is now more selective than a lot of fancy private colleges. The competition is fierce.
So what kind of stats do you need? Well, the most recent data in the report is from 2019, so it's a little dated. Back then, the average SAT was 1275, and the average ACT was a 28.4. You can probably bet that with how much more competitive it's gotten, those numbers are even higher today.
But of course, numbers are only one part of the puzzle. The official fact book gives us the academic stats, but it doesn't really get into the nitty-gritty of what they're looking for beyond grades and scores, like how much your essays or extracurriculars matter.
Now, let's talk about the other huge question that every family has. What's it gonna cost? It's time to break down tuition and financial aid.
The number everybody wants to know is the total cost of attendance, right? The all-in sticker price for everything. Tuition, fees, housing, food, the whole shebang. And this is where things get a little tricky. The university's own report doesn't actually provide a single all-in sticker price for undergrads. And that's kind of a big deal, because it makes it a lot harder for families like you to do a quick and easy comparison with other colleges.
But don't panic just yet. Check this out instead. Over 82% of undergrads at FSU get some kind of financial aid. That's a huge, really important number. It means the vast majority of students are not paying that full sticker price.
So what's in that typical aid package? Well, on average, students got about $9,655 in grants or scholarships. And that's the good stuff, the money you don't have to pay back. For students who did take out federal loans, the average was just a little over $6,200.
Speaking of the cost of college, if you want personalized help saving $40,000 or more on college cost, check the link in the description to learn about our College Savings Mentor program.
All right, moving on from the money talk. Let's get to the real heart of a university. It's academics and research. What are the opportunities to learn and discover new things at FSU? This number pretty much says it all. Last year alone, FSU brought in over $415 million in outside funding for research. That is a massive investment, and it directly impacts students through hands-on lab work, amazing facilities, and the chance to work with top-notch professors.
And this isn't just happening in 1 or 2 random departments. FSU is home to some seriously cool, world-class places, like the National High Magnetic Field Laboratory. It's the only one like it in the whole country. They're also doing groundbreaking work in quantum science, power systems, sustainability, you name it. This is where real discoveries are being made.
And you can see this ambition right in their own vision statement. They want to be one of the most entrepreneurial and innovative universities. That tells you they're not just about discovering things in a lab, they're focused on actually using that knowledge to make a difference.
Now, being transparent here, there are some other key stats that families always ask about, like the student-to-faculty ratio, graduation rates, job placement numbers, that just aren't included in this particular report we're analyzing.
But what the report does show is a really impressive career support system. The Career Center offers everything you could think of, from one-on-one coaching to big career fairs where you meet employers directly. They even have a program that puts official recognition for your internships right on your resume. And it seems like this stuff pays off. There's a 96% first-year retention rate. That's huge. It means students show up, they're happy, and they stay.
Okay, academics and research are crucial, but college is so much more than that, right? So let's shift gears and look at what it's actually like to be a student at FSU.
First up, where is everyone coming from? Well, no huge surprise here. FSU is a Florida school through and through. Almost 79% of the students are from right there in the Sunshine State, especially from the local area around Tallahassee and the big hubs down in South Florida.
And how about student diversity? Looking at the students who reported their ethnicity, just about 62% identify as white. Hispanic and Latino students make up the largest minority group at over 21%, and Black or African American students are next at about 8.5%. All told, nearly 40% of the student body is made up of racial and ethnic minorities. And campus life itself is, well, it's buzzing. You've got over 650 student clubs, a huge Greek life scene, and of course, big-time college sports with 21 national championships. And then there's this. FSU has a student-run circus. Yeah, a real circus. It's one of only 2 in the entire country. Point is, you're not going to be bored here.
Okay, we have thrown a ton of information at you, from how hard it is to get in to what there is to do once you're there. So let's pull it all together for the final verdict. Is Florida State the right school for you?
Let's break it down. On the pro side, you have elite-level research opportunities, an electric campus life with massive school spirit, and a great national reputation. And that 96% retention rate is a huge vote of confidence from the students themselves. Now for the cons, or maybe let's call them things to consider. The huge student body could feel overwhelming. There are some frustrating gaps in the official data, and as we know, getting in is incredibly difficult.
So who is the perfect fit for FSU? I'd say it's a self-starter. It's someone who thrives in a big, high-energy, spirited place. They're looking for world-class research and endless social options. And they've got the drive to go out and make the most of all the resources a giant university has to offer.
So the last question really is for you. FSU is a place of huge opportunities, intense competition, and a spirit you can't deny. It's a research powerhouse with that classic big campus college experience. So with its massive scale and proud traditions, is Florida State University the place where you'll shape your future?
Before you go, check the description for a link to our College Savings Mentor Program, where we help families save $40,000 or more on college costs. Thanks for sticking with us for this deep dive. Make sure you subscribe for more breakdowns just like this one.